So I do both. Like I listen to the call and I'm also working besides that. I'm in Switzerland.
JJ, do you want to share a little bit about yourself so Mart and Ronald know a little bit about you?
Right. Okay. So I guess we got to know each other at the UPW in Köln last weekend. And I'm from Switzerland. I live here in the north of Switzerland. And I do IT project management as a freelancer, actually. And now working in the workshop here. At the weekends, I do some work with my hands, do some cabling right now. So I enjoy a lot of variety in my work. Besides doing IT projects, I also do other things here. So yeah, that's for myself, and I got very very much inspired by this UPW in Köln. I must say, it's not 1 week. It's still kind of the vibes are still kind of there, right? So this is very good, and I'm very very grateful for that. And yes, absolutely, Ronald, yes, and yeah, right. So yeah, that's about myself. So apologize if I do some work and I might turn off the audio because I might have some noise here. But anyway, I'm listening to you guys anyway. And
No worries, but before you turn the camera off, I'm curious, before you turn the camera off, if there's anything that you need.
I think what I need. That's a good question, Eric. You asked me that already. I think what I need is now just listening to some inspiring people and get my brain, how do I say, in that state where we are creative, right? Not necessarily a thing that I need, not a thing or a service right now, but more like stimulation for my brain to keep the vibes on. Yeah, that's yeah.
Good vibes only. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. Good to
Thank you,
see you
brother.
guys.
Good to see you. Mark, do
Thank
you want to
you.
share about yourself and the magic that you are and a little bit about yeah, just share away, please.
I'm currently still a student busy with my master's in chemical engineering in Groningen. That's starting up again. Beginning the first project, starting the studying, the research up again. That's all going fine and dandy. That's just gonna work. What's the more interesting part is where my passion lies, and where I've taken a couple of pretty big steps, which is in my TTRPG community. So that's games like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder, and sort of reinventing the organizational side. And there have been a lot of pleasant surprises thus far, but also some new challenges. Pleasant surprises in the sense that one of the most how do you say it, problem-oriented people is currently in a mindset of let's get shit done. So that's better than focus on problem. It's at least getting shit done. So that's pretty interesting. And in that organization, I'm currently busy with putting systems in place to improve right now, and also already looking forward to the future of how things can improve even better for when we get there. And those were the things I worked on in the last week or so the most. I'm also a bit ill at the moment. But yeah, that's what the things that have been going on with me.
And what do you need?
I guess it has a bit to do with how to stay firm, firm and fair with moving towards the future and in this reform of the organization. Because I can already see some bits and pieces that might not want to move, that may need to move. It has a bit, of course, to do with treating people fairly, and I guess that comes down with the skills to have respect and rapport with people first. Of course, because we already know each other for a while now, there is at least a certain degree of that. But to have built upon that even further, because some of these things might be somewhat drastic changes to them.
Beautiful.
So I guess maybe my question would be, what would be pitfalls to watch out for when building, developing the team?
Hmm. I think there's an even better question, and what opportunities can be created when you see uh pitfalls, perhaps, you know?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because then when you see the pitfalls that you're referring to, you start to immediately see the solution. You're already going a step ahead.
Right.
And if you ask that question, you'll start to see the answers a lot faster.
Yeah, indeed. That's also in line with a bit of a change in what we're doing, which is basically there's only one shift basically that needs to happen, and that's shifting from being more in a reactive state to a more anticipating state overall.
And what do we know? We know that losers react and leaders anticipate, right?
Indeed. But I do think, as you said, that when the pitfalls show up, look for the opportunities and the things that can be gained from that, and then the answers will show themselves.
Right. Because they're always available to us, by the way. I love it. Do you want to share anything else? Ronald, do you want to share?
Well, I'm still on the flow of the Tony Robbins wave. I'm very happy that the book is ready. Yesterday it was in the shops. It's called The Journey to Wealth. It's written for 12-year-old children. And this is my passion for the last 9 months to put it into the world. We've now got a book, we've got a game, and the next 9 months we want to bring that to all the 12-year-olds in the Netherlands. And next year we want to go global. Yesterday evening I had a nice conversation with Francisco from Ecuador. They want to do the same thing, but then in the city, I forgot the name of the city, but there are 1,000 students there. So we also need to go to English. And today I got, Thursday and Friday, I was in a conference. And I met somebody there who wants to introduce our foundation to a global community of CPAs. Not the big ones like KPMG and EY, but the smaller ones. I forgot the name. It's Global Prime Global. And so that would be a nice stepping stone to get into the world. So trusting the flow is bringing you into contact with the right people. Just now I got a hunch to get to the city or the city center, and I went to the biggest store there and I talked to the owner, and he also gave me here 2 contacts I can find to search for help. One is a member of the European Union Council. So that's beautiful. It's all on my path. So, and that happens every day at the moment. So I'm very happy.
So what do you need from us? How can we support you as a team or anybody that's watching back?
Well, to know my mission, to teach all the children about business mastery. And if you have any contacts or people who can help me bringing this further into the world, please put them on my path. At the moment, I'm good. I'm here to serve you. I'm very happy at the moment.
Beautiful. I'm curious if anyone has any insights from UPW that they want to share. Oh, we got Tennessee here. Amazing. Tennessee just came in.
Ronald, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I think your book is a wonderful idea, and I think teaching children about that topic, about money, about wealth, it's very, very important, right? And I would be interested in looking at your book, or maybe somehow translate it to German, because I have I know some people here who might be interested in having such a book in the local community here, and I don't know what I'm going into right now, right? I'm promising things that are translating in German. I don't know how many pages there are. But anyway.
It's 110 pages.
Oh wow.
So
Okay, that's yeah.
And it's also with pictures, so
Cool. Very cool.
It's the story is about a girl whose
Yeah.
parents get rich by the lottery and then lose everything, and then see, hey, Tennessee.
Hi.
And then she's learning all the lessons. It's wrote like a story, like do you know the story of My Dog Money?
Not really, but
But
I
it's a
understand it's a story.
and
Like yeah,
it's a story,
yeah,
and at the moment a lot of children are reading it, and I get feedback that the children are loving it.
yeah.
We get
Wow.
pictures that they are reading the book, and Rich Dad Poor Dad is next to him. But they're
Very
reading
cool.
our book. So it's
Yeah.
I must I must say that
So
I
cool.
was also a bit skeptical about how the book was. And like I'm curious, and when I got it in my hands and started reading it, I basically wanted to finish it in one go, because the story was really sucking me in, even though I probably know a bit about all the aspects already. But it really conveys it in a manner that the story it brings you with, and in such a enticing and fun manner that the message lands very well.
Ronald,
yes.
I have a question to you. Would it be possible? I mean, I'm making up an idea right now. My
That's
brain
why
is
we're
just,
here.
my brain is in the creative state right now. Would it be possible to translate that book and print it in German in time for a Christmas gift this year? I have no idea, but I'm just asking.
I think so. It's the next step is translate into English,
Okay.
and then into Spanish and German, and maybe AI can help us with it. But it needs to be checked by somebody who speaks both languages.
Mm-hmm.
So and those people are in our community. So this is absolutely doable project.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I see you think.
I think it would be this would be a such a great Christmas gift for, we do Christmas gifts for children. I know this is like I don't know in other countries or other cultures, but in Switzerland we have this Christmas thing, in end of December, and we have the gifts for the children and so on. And I'm thinking about a few, use cases or cases where this would be. I'm
beautiful
just,
idea. Beautiful idea to do. Our idea is to spread it through the schools. And we play the game, and then at the end of the game, we give the books with a letter for the parents. So they understand what the child has learned, and even give them the encouragement also to read the book. But it's not only for children, also for parents who doesn't know about money, and or even know about money. It's very good to reread that lessons, and then we go from there. Maybe we need to teach also the 18-year-olds and the 24-year-olds. That's we try to do this organically. And we go around the system, because when you choose to go through the schooling system, it's very bureaucratic, and we never go anywhere. So what we do is we go through the teachers and the parents, and we look up parents who are financially wise. They will coordinate the game, and the only thing the school needs to do is bring the classroom with children. So it's a no-brainer, Stony says. It's a no-brainer for them.
Cool.
They learn the children something, and it costs them nothing. And we try to change the world from like a Trojan horse. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to present our results to the government and then ask for funding so we can keep the machine going. And then I can go global with my
cool.
colleagues, go to the US, go to Africa, Australia, Europe. We have also already volunteers in France, in Spain. Now you're now a volunteer in the Swiss.
Switzerland. Yeah.
And we need to see it like an oil stain. It will go, and we will provide content and
I would call it less of an oil stain and more of a light.
Oh, but the light will spread like a lighthouse.
I'm just sharing because that's a really important distinction. It creates a lot more shift and it's more of an empowering meaning.
And it's faster.
Yeah.
Light is much faster than oil.
Right.
But
like
also, if you think about the connotation that if oil spreads, it's usually damaging.
Exactly.
So,
it's the wrong image. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
So, Ronald, what is the target age for your book?
12. But
12.
we target, it's from, the book is from 12 till 88. But we target in the Netherlands 12-year-olds because that's the age when they go from preschool to the second one. So they get their own bank account and they start spending money on their own. So I don't know if it can be maybe other ages in other countries.
I could also, once you have it, like my daughter goes to the European school, right?
Yes.
So basically the school is mostly for the children of employees of the European Central Bank. So, and all the EU institutions here in Frankfurt. So she studies there, and it could always, bring in the idea there because they have a library. They have a library and they bring books to home every week. And I think given that the kids there are kids from the financial sector, even, I think that, but in general, I think it's a great thing for all kids, but also, maybe there is a good chance there. And if you get into one European school, there is quite a few around Europe. So, so if you want to talk to me, and then we can discuss about it, how I can support you here. And
wow.
So yeah, I can do that.
Thank you. But tell me, we didn't talk about what you do. We only work together with love. But what do you do? Who are you and what do you need?
How about instead of what do you do, who are you? And maybe share a little bit about what you're creating, because I think that's even more valuable than what you do.
Yeah, I suppose because so basically I've been working for a long time. I was just fighting between who I am and who I want to be, and then obviously the obligations, financial obligations. So but at the moment, so basically I have kind of different areas of background that I studied, in the sense of I am an intuitive healer, you can say that. But I'm trained coach, a neuroencoding specialist, and also I also specialize in family constellations. And so in that sense is my role, really who I am, is just basically I'm somebody who just here to serve and help others to heal. So I know this is my mission. I don't do the healing, they do themselves. I'm just there to guide them, support them, in their process. And I have various different things that culminate together to a very personalized way of working with the person. So if the person's more rational and really just want the coaching, really practical, we can do that. But most of the time, the people that come to me, they have usually, some trauma and some pain and blockades, that most of the time are created when they're children and relating to parent figures. And we, first of all, what we do is we start working on healing the root cause of the problem, which is usually the emotion around what happened, right? Which is the trauma. And then once they're ready, then we start looking forward and take action to move the person forward in the direction that they're meant to be going, in a much more fulfilled life and trauma free, I suppose. So that's I think in a way I can say that overall, and then the techniques, everything is just a mix of everything. But in a day-to-day life, I am a relationship manager, in sales and project manager as well. So I have a bit of background, different backgrounds, but I think actually also adds to it. And at the moment, I quit my job. And I'll finish at the end of the month, and I have no idea what's happening next. Right? So really waiting for guidance from the universe, because right now I have my head and heart clashing a little bit, given I'm a single mother, so in a country that I don't speak the language. So it's kind of fun, guys. It's really fun.
So when you say
yeah.
When you say you're a relationship manager, does that mean that you cultivate relationships and bring them together to create harmony, so that there's ability for people to work together in a more constructive way? And if so, does that resonate, first of all?
Yes, absolutely. So basically, well, there's two parts of that. Officially, my title is a territory relationship manager in sales, right? But the reason why I even end up going there and being successful is because it's exactly what you said. I feel like I have this natural ability to do that.
Yeah.
And I always end up falling into that actually role, what you just described, within the teams I'm in, and the people I mean, and I always feel like I get different groups, different people coming together, and
Yeah.
I'm just helping them to align. It's I don't even do this consciously. It's natural, it just happens.
No, it comes through you 100%.
Yeah.
And by the way, that happens from your family constellation wisdom, right? So that's what the essence of family constellation is defining that, and then as a result you're doing that naturally. So I'm curious what your needs are right now. Based off of what I'm hearing, I have some idea, but I'd love to hear it from you.
So like right now, so basically my plan was right now, to have sold my house in Ireland, and with the money, and also here we have social welfare, things like that. And I said, okay, so I have this time, 6 months to a year, to really laser focus on this path that really I know is my purpose and is really what I really want to do, without being worrying so much about how much revenue is coming in and so on at first, right? Because when you build a business, it might take time. So, but unfortunately, my solicitor passed away this week, of all things, and that is causing a delay on that. So I'm still uncertain. Should I focus on trying to get a job and then try to do this? But I'm being very realistic with myself. I tried that before, and I don't have 40 hours a day. So basically, I will not be able to do that, because I also need to focus on my child and on myself. So it would be impossible. So I'm being very realistic in that sense, and I'm just waiting. I need, in a practical way, obviously looking for, I would need help on how to start the right way. So I tried to start before, right? But trying to start in an effective way, this, and how I can channel, put the message together on what is it that I do, right? And how to explain. I have two different specific niche that I have in mind that I should work with. And but because I feel like I can make a change, I mean a positive impact on those niches. But I just need a bit, it's literally, I think now it's more like a practical guidance, and then just that's why I want to connect with you guys, and you guys been doing and listen to what you guys going through as well. and and also keep me on track, on focus. So these calls are good as well for that. And it's like keep me accountable as well. So yeah, so it's just this week has been very challenging for me coming back to reality, I have to say. So I'm still coming out of it at the moment. But yeah, that's where I am at a bit, trying to decide and just waiting. I have a couple weeks to decide for sure which way and commit to it, and then just take the proactive steps, basically.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious about Osama, nice to meet you. I'm excited to get to know a little bit more about you, brother, as well. I just want to I have a few questions. Tennessee, I have a hallucination, and my hallucination is that you are already doing what you do profoundly. You're already being who you're amazing at, and this practicality that you're wanting to make a reality is, I'm hearing like perfection or wanting to be perfect. And you talked about something really beautiful at the beginning of this with Ronald, about the European central banks and the children. And so we know that if you have that access, right? Or if you have that access to those people, or if you're already involved with the parents of that industry and the children as well, perhaps there's a way where you can acknowledge those relationships and see what their needs are to create some sort of fulfillment. Because my perspective is that maybe especially coming from central banking or central planning or central services in any way, that there is probably something missing, or people feel probably that there is something missing, including their children. And so by you having the ability to build those relationships that you've already cultivated, in addition to having a solution, which could be this environment, your wisdom, figuring out a way to work with Ronald, and maybe some other things that we're doing as well behind the scenes. Maybe it's not so much about figuring it out, but more about just getting curious about kind of what's already within your network. At least this is something that is just coming to me, because if you're already involved with those that niche, and we know that we know that central banking is following is breaking down, and that a new standard of thinking must be created, and that we are the community that's going to evolve that nature, then maybe seeing what they really need now more than ever and facilitating a shift in that mechanism is going to be what sets you apart to the people that already need you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I haven't thought about it. That's interesting, actually. Yeah, I don't work for the central bank, by the way. It's my ex. But I get to know there's parents association in there, and they're very approachable. Like they are very approachable, and they do try to bring in things, like to really add value for the kids. So I think that's a really good point there. So I will look into that. Thank you for that. And I think it's very
use us
interesting
all as a tool, right? Like, use us all as a tool. Come on these calls, get ideas, whatever. We're here to serve you all as a team. So then, it doesn't need to be difficult. It actually can be really simple because really, like what's created here is that we are the wealth, right? Like we as people are the true wealth and wisdom. And by coming together, we solve solutions, we solve problems, we solve solutions too, but but and
There's no problems. There's only
that's right.
learning.
Challenges.
Yeah,
You know, learning opportunities.
that's right.
I'm
That's
sorry.
why I
I
call
need to go to eat. Tennessee, lovely to see you. And Osama, I will look the recording to see what you're
Next time,
up
yes.
to. And see you next
Yes.
time.
Yes,
So
sure.
Ronald, send me a message. Yeah.
And
Enjoy your meal, Ronald.
thank you. And it was nice to be with my son on one call.
See you, brother. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Osama, you want to share a little bit about yourself, brother? I would love to know a
Yeah,
little bit more
sure.
about you.
No, first of all,
Thanks,
good evening.
Larry.
Sorry, I was a bit late. You can hear me, guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit sick, like this, so sorry for my voice is not that perfect. Yes, my name is Osama. I had the privilege to meet Mart for the first time, and also Ronald, his father. Hi, Mart. Unfortunately, I recognized you, but we didn't speak to each other. A short story about myself. I'm married. I have 3 children. The oldest is 27, and a twins of 25. Myself, 52 years old. This time was my first time UPW. Was amazing. I was searching for a higher energy level, and I got it, and was very happy with that decision. Really, that was perfect. I think I'm successful in my business, and like Denise said, I am also as project manager, working in the offshore and maritime sector, freelance based, and also my own business as a workshop producing electronics for the vessels. And beside that, the business with properties in the Netherlands. I live here in the Netherlands. Now, what more? Originally, I'm from Iraq. I came here 27 years ago. So I'm now here for more than half of my age. So that's all in short. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I'm curious about what you mean by offshore.
Yeah, offshore is more, there are vessels installing windmills. Mainly that is the purpose. And these vessels need to be equipped with special equipment to monitor the positioning of the vessel, the movement, the behavior of the vessel, because it's a precise work. As a park, windmills should be installed beside each other, but at a certain point with accuracy of 6 centimeter in the water, so it should be very accurate. Installing this equipment on the vessels is just a project, and a preparation time of 6 months, maybe sometimes 1 year, and the execution of the project is 2 weeks. So it needs lots of work to prepare.
So when you say vessels, are you speaking about the like ships?
Yes.
Is this what I'm hearing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. And
Yes.
what inspires you most about that?
About my job, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, the most important thing for me is to have the freedom, because I have a problem with authority. I don't like to be told what to do. So normally, based on the
I think that's
experience,
all
I
of us,
get
by the way. I think whoever's on this call.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is just it is not arrogant. Some people don't understand what I mean, but I'm happy that you guys understand. Uh, okay, there are some limits, some things you should act in between those limits, as described by your yeah, client or anyone else. But details, you have your own vision, you have your own experience, you have your understanding how you say it, how you can talk to the people, because that is actually one of the most important things. When you go on the ship, you should go first to the captain. That is rule number one. Some people, they just go and they start work without going to the bridge to talk to the captain. So when some manager comes and says, I need to get this part of job done within 1 week, then it's limiting me. I want to know what is the budget, what is the time we need, what is the resource, and then I do it myself. At the end of the time, you will get your project done. And that is not always the same case. Some managers don't like to work like this. But yeah, that was my first question. Every time I have a new job opportunity, I just say it. I don't like authority. Sometimes they're just misusing it. They say yes, and then during the work they start. So I quit. Easy.
And what do you need, bro?
What I need
Yeah.
at the moment, nothing, just energy. Yeah, sometimes you have down moments to stay in a peak state, as the Tony said. It is difficult sometimes. You have sometimes tough days, thinking about future. Just as he said, our mind is just programmed in a way to think in negative, just to protect itself. And that was for me and kind of eye opener to get to you should do something to be in that state. And that was what I needed at all. But if you mean what I need from this call, just wanted to know more about you guys and see what is this about. So I didn't
So I
knew
think
how
that
many people.
one of the
Yes.
things that I would highly, I know our minds are always wanting to think of the next situation, and the present moment is what gives us the most energy. So this is one thing I definitely would highly suggest is whenever you catch your mind trying to think of all of the things that you must do, focus on what's happening now. Doesn't mean that you don't prepare, right? Because preparation is so important, and creating everything now for the future is also very important. The thing is that we don't want to get stuck in those ideas of what we need to do and not fulfilling the process of now. And that's what gives us more energy, because then ultimately our why is why we're going to that next level of initiation or momentum is happening in this present moment. And that great,
Indeed.
when Tony talks about the lasting change and then creating it from a space of fundamentally grace, it will keep us
Yes.
in that place of gratefulness to then say, wow, like, without this moment or without that ability to integrate and recognize the wisdom that's coming through everything in the space right now, I wouldn't even be able to get to the next moment.
Yes.
I always say there's this profound saying that I've created, and it's like life is an altar and each moment is a prayer. And so if we start recognizing the reverence of each moment as a gift, as a sacred gift, then we start to acknowledge how profound the mirror of what's around us is regularly happening in our favor. As long as we're moving forward and progressing, we're going to be happy. And as long as we're happy in that beautiful state, we have the energy to continue to move forward with a space of gratitude and fulfillment. Because the
Yeah.
art of fulfillment means absolutely nothing if we're not in that beautiful state. And so for me, it's been still progressing to seeing how we can achieve, because achieve is still important. It's still fun, right? As long as
That's true.
it's geared toward fulfillment, from my perspective.
Yes. No, I completely agree with you, Eric. This, but yeah, you should have a good vision, good mindset that it doesn't work automatically. You should help your mind to be in that state, and sometimes very tough. and that was my problem. Even sometimes achieving things wasn't that exciting. Say, okay, I've done it, and now, but just
Well, maybe
celebrating those moments, it's perfect.
maybe using the language first is like, in the past it was tough. In the
Yes,
past it doesn't happen, right? So
that's
now
it.
allowing your language to acknowledge the component of not saying that that's how it is sometimes moving forward,
It
but
was.
choosing to be conscious about the distinctions you use with the conversations you're having consciously, to saying, in the past this is how I was and now I'm different, because this is
Yes.
what's going to give you the energy to know that this is not how you are, it was how you were in the past, and you're choosing something empowering in the future. Remember what Tony says, the master of change, right, becomes the master of meaning. And the
Yes.
master of meaning is created when you create the empowering meaning in everything that you move forward. So how can you always have that self-discussion that will help you cultivate an empowering meaning into everything that you do?
Yeah.
I love that, Eric. You know, you should host a retreat, Eric, like a warriors retreat or something.
Yeah, well,
Honestly, like,
actually, it's funny that you say that. So we're having a meeting after this with like a bunch of event creators in Dubai and Bali, and
really,
because I
I can
used to
totally
do a
see
lot
you
of
you're hosting a warriors, like literally. That's why it came to me very strong. It's very like a warriors retreat, and you're leading that. That's like that's your energy, like honestly. And I do think that we should incorporate some of this stillness and mindfulness to our calls as well. So everybody can be like busy and coming down from the high that the event brings, you know, like, and then it takes some time. Eventually, for me, it was a very quick crash landing back to earth, because I was definitely not on earth for a few days. But you know, and for some people, I seen the trajectory is like a month or two, then like really down. So I think it's also important, and as you're saying so strongly, and it's so true, the power of now and being present. Um, and one other thing it's very important is that we always have a choice. You know, we often be like, oh, you know, but the government is doing this, or but that person's doing this, oh, my spouse is that, you know, I have no choice. I have no choice. You know, it's like oh, I have to do this, and actually we have a choice, even if the choice is how I react to it. You know, because we can't control anything else. We have this illusion we can, but we can't. Like, we control nothing outside ourselves. Like, absolutely nothing. But we 100% can control ourselves and our choices. And, you know, and it's very interesting. I practice this with my 5-year-old. You know, she's like sometimes going crazy, and I give her choices. I create choices, even when it doesn't look like it. That I need her to go and have a shower. So I'm like, there's no choice there, but I create a choice, and then she's choosing. So I'm teaching her that she can choose, and she's feeling empowered. She's feeling like it was my decision and it went the way I wanted. You know, and we can choose. It's like, well, I can choose to be like right now, my circumstances, I can choose to be anxious and worried and freaking the hell out, or I can choose to stay aligned, trusting, and you know, and then taking steps where I can, you know. So it's a choice. I can easily choose, you know, and we can all do that, you know, like we all have a choice, even if we think we don't. But even if it's like, I choose to see this way, I choose to not give all my power to that person. I choose not to, you know, get so stressed over this, because in reality is in 6 months, 6 weeks time, 6 years time, will really this be a big deal? You know, we even remember this happen. Like most likely most of the day-to-day kind of, you know, things that happen in a few weeks, we don't even remember they happen. But at that moment, it was like a big deal. Like somebody took your car park or, you know, something like this, you know, or whatever. But the little things and the little change is like Tony says, 2 millimeters is literally the little daily changes and the little choices that you decide to make. It's what is, you know, in the long term change everything, you know. So you can go massive action and big things, but also little changes like this, I feel like you can do that on a regular basis. How do you react to your kids when they come in to go to your partner, right? How do you react to whoever? How you choose to see things as well. It's a big thing. So for me, that was a big change for me personally, and it really improved my life in a huge way, because I had a very stressful life before, and eventually when I burned out, I had to rebuild myself, and I said I cannot be like this anymore. So then I started learning that. Honestly, it was one of the best things I've learned myself. It really helped me, and I feel like if you, Osama, wants to, you say you need help to keep up your high energy and a high state, this is like, you can have the aid of meditation, of our talk here, which is all helpful. Okay, it does help, and keep going, because sometimes you get stuck and you just need a little reminder. The sessions can be just a little reminder,
Yes.
But you ultimately is your, like, you have to do it for yourself. So
Indeed.
try doing these little changes, the little changes. I feel like it's what makes a difference. And anyway, so that's my 2 cents on this, because we tend to give our power to, like, oh, if I have this, or if this happened, or maybe when I get to that meditation, or maybe when I get to the, and then we're like, if I blame everyone else, or if I give my power to everyone else, then that just means I get away with not taking responsibility for my own state of mind. So, when
Well
you
said.
actually say, I take responsibility for my own well-being around mental health and my own energy, so you take the actions, you feel like, today is hard, I really need to go for a walk. Today is hard, I need a meditation, or I need a reminder. Whatever it is, that's fine. We need support, and that's why we're here, to support each other. But on a regular basis, I think it's important. I hope that makes sense. Sorry.
Well said. Thank you. Beautiful. It's always fascinating whenever we can discover that what can we do better, How can we take even more responsibility? I think this is the gift of life. And so everything is this reflection. So I really acknowledge you for bringing that up. I think it's super important. It's a super huge responsibility that we all have. It's amazing I hope you guys keep coming. So this is going to be, I've been doing these, just so you guys know, for like a very long time, over the last, I would say, 6-7 months. And, it's growing every single day. More and more people are coming. But it really isn't, it's for me to just be with people that want to really reflect and communicate and talk about how we can solve real serious problems in the world. Because there's a lot of problems that we can solve stronger as a team. So you're welcome to come back whenever you feel, it's a daily thing. I make it like it's like my meditation to spend time with everybody. Life for me is a meditation, so I really love doing this. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to me directly. And yeah, if you feel somebody is aligned, feel free to also welcome them to the call, because this is not about limiting anything or anyone or any community from any perspective. This is about welcoming everybody and helping people to serve and contribute and grow. So I always believe that if we focus on growth and contribution, that all the other, and Tony says this, that all the other needs will be fulfilled. But it took me a while to figure that out. So I choose to just, have this open perspective where everybody is always welcome. So, I really believe that the world is our playground, the planet is our lighthouse, and the sooner that more of us take responsibility of how we contribute our efforts, our life to one another, the sooner that we will start to build the infrastructure, because we are the infrastructure. It's the people that are the infrastructure. And as a result, we create a more outstanding standard of living for the next generation when we come together and solve real problems. So it's not about just talking, it's also about doing. So this keeps us at that level of energy that I get really inspired to be about, because everything has meaning. Life is meaningful. It's got to be meaningful. And if we really recognize that life has meaning, then every person's life has meaning. And that means that every person has something to teach us. And that means that everyone also has something to give, to do, to share, to be. And that means that by coming together, we actually become way more stronger towards a shared purpose. So this is what the Lighthouse is about, and I just want to acknowledge all of you for taking the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. I would love to
Thanks,
hear more
Eric.
about you in the next meetings.
Yes,
And the other
100%.
Thank you
guys
very
also.
much.
Okay.
Do
I
you
share the
normally
fresh fruits from the tree.
Beautiful.
That's really nice. Very grounding
Going-
there. Let's go to that.
What is it, JJ?
Plums.
I just wanted to ask,
fresh one.
Ah,
Eric, do you
Good.
normally do a round session for finishing the call on what each person, one or two things each person take from the call?
We can do that definitely if you feel like that's something, but I think that it would be nice to do that if we would 1-2 things that we take from the call in the group, so that people that aren't
do
on the
that.
call
Mm-hmm.
that aren't on the call actually get inspired by what people share in the main group of what their biggest takeaways. So maybe that's something that we can all do as an action item, if you guys don't mind, by sharing in the group, kind of with a bullet point or two in the main group by the biggest takeaways that we've gotten from today's call, and so it can inspire more people to show up if they choose. What do you guys think?
yeah, maybe a
Great.
reminder in the start of the meeting, just to think about things that you can take from this meeting, and then at the end, indeed, in the group would be very, very good.
I love it. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and
Thank
we
you.
can also do, for example, like like, because some people, it's 150 people or something in the group, so it'd be interesting to see, like, if there's anything like themes that maybe some people are struggling with or need help with, and then we can bring that in, like,
I love it.
and then
You're amazing. You see, you're already doing what you're amazing. You're brilliant. This is so good. I love it. I love that you're taking the lead on this. This is exactly what we need. Is like, I would love your guidance and support here. And I think that it's brilliant that you're willing to help with this. Thank you. It means a lot,
Well,
because there's
thanks
so
for
many,
being open to it.
yeah, there's so many things that I know that we can do better, and I can't do it all by myself. So the fact that you're willing to help is really special to me, and it means a lot to me. So let's connect, give some suggestions in the group so that everyone also sees your magic. And then if we need to connect privately as well, I'm happy to contribute more time and effort to make this happen. And then
Awesome.
let's continue to create. I would love to make this better, more unique, more in any which way. And I'm excited to learn from you. And I'm certain that everyone else is going to be excited to learn from you as well.
Yeah,
Sure.
and then guys give their suggestions as well.
Yes, you rock.
Bring it in, your suggestions.
Thank you so much.
How you can contribute as well, or what you want to see. I think it's important. And thank you so much, Eric, for giving your time, because time is our most precious thing. It's the most valuable thing we have. And, the fact that you're giving us your most precious thing, sharing with us every day, that's, it's a big thing, and, don't take for granted. And very grateful. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you too.
Big love to you all. Talk soon.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.